Okay, choke and punch. This is definitely one of those ones where the emergency escape comes into play more. In the beginning, you're probably going to be filling this void with both your knees and pushing away more than you will be going for the armbar. And that is fine. That is not a problem at all. If you feel that is too much space, that's okay. And the whole point of it is I'm choking Thomas and I'm punching him. So I'm going to be leaning away a little bit initially. It's possible that I might be over top of him, and that could be a lot more troublesome. So if we're here, he's got my head, go for the choke. Good. Now, he could hold a little bit stronger, and I know it's not the most convenient grip. Yeah, there, but you see as I pull, yeah, see how it's moving his torso? So let's get that guard. Keep my hand glued to your chest. It's gonna move, but this angle of his arm is gonna try and stay the same. And open your guard and turn as you go. This is what you need to practice. And if you wanna grab both hands, then ready, one side, good. Other side. That one was pretty good. This side is better. Good. Keep this elbow tight. Keep that elbow, yes, there. So the idea on this is I'm actually assisting Thomas to get that initial rotation. Now, if you look in our submission series or submission section, you're gonna see different ways to do arm bars, and there's some drills in there that are very common in jiu-jitsu, from going from one side to the other, much like what we just did, but slightly different. But the idea is the same. He is making his connection here, and as I pull back to punch, it turns his torso to that side. It's good for a couple reasons. One, if I'm trying to punch Thomas, I'm holding his head, I'm trying to punch right there. So if he turns, now that angle is messed up, and I don't want to punch something beside me. So him moving his head off a line is important. And you can only do that if he becomes a bit of a ball. So his hips will come up slightly, and his shoulders and his head will come up, so he can rotate and spin on his back. So that makes the rotation much easier. If he was very flat, keep your head and hips and everything on the floor. It's just gonna grind onto the floor. And we have very soft mats, so he's sliding, but it's unlikely to do that on another surface. So let's go again here. He's got a nice tight guard. He's holding my head down, but my hands are inside. I go for a choke. Oh, yes, there, okay. And you see, he's almost flipping me over. Now, what we need to work on is sometimes the knowledge that I know I'm gonna go for an armbar on this one, so I'll grab this arm. He does not need to make a connection with this arm. Sorry, that's a lie. He has to make a connection. The thing is, my hand on his throat is the connection. It's a shared connection. It's not ideal for him because it's on his throat, but I don't want to let go of it. So as long as I feel I have something here, I'm not going to pull my arm away. But if I did this and he starts to grab this arm, I might go, no, there's an arm bar coming if I'm that savvy. So he needs to keep this hand on his throat to help out. Chin is tucked, neck is tight, so that he doesn't have a weak, loose neck. Having his back rounded will also help with that. And for myself, I'll put some of that weight into the pad of my hand. So as my hand slides in to choke him, then he realizes, hey, this is the arm that's gonna get arm barred. This is now the one that's a threat. So that's the one that he wants to collect. So when he feels this hand comes in, that's when this hand grabs. When I pull back, that's when the spin happens. So hands down, hands are inside. If my hands are on the outside, I might sit up and do something like for a rainbow, right? So you have to keep that in mind. Where my hands end up will kind of help you decide what's going to happen. A little tighter, yeah. Nice. To finish that armbar, what are you gonna do with that thumb? Yeah, there, whoa, and a little pinch. There you go, nice. So it's, and let's show emergency escape. Because this is gonna happen more often than not for the first little while. Got a little more guard. Yeah, there you go, okay? So as soon as there's some posture, we'll slow that one down. As soon as I come up and he realizes, oh no, knee comes in to get that foot in, then both knees can come in and then you can kick away, okay? And then of course we're trying to stand up. The posture or the kicking away, like I said, it's gonna happen a fair amount. So as a bad guy, remind yourself that you might get caught off guard and get punt it away a little bit. So be mindful that a kick might be coming. Keep your mouth closed, just like before. Put the kick onto the chest, not the face, not the stomach. And then lastly, as a bad guy, we have the series of moves that we're working through, this progressive inside the guard. We like to see them from the beginners. It doesn't necessarily have to be in a structured order, but in some order. So they'll go through the checklist in their head. Like, okay, I already did the rainbow. Okay, we did Kimura. Oh, right, choke and punch. So he lays down. He might not know what I'm working on. He might be thinking, like, okay, right, we did that one, we did this one. Oh yeah, choke and punch. And then you start from here. Man, this is not realistic starting position. This does not exist in self-defense for jiu-jitsu. Okay, this separation or range. So we can't start moves from here. It's I would very much hope unrealistic. So for me to go through the checklist and then go, oh, okay, yeah, elbow the leg. Well, that's not going to be very helpful to my partner. So be a good partner, create the position, and then you can go into the move. Nice. Okay. But no surprise sucker attacks from inside the guard. Make sure you're starting from good posture and good position. So far, we've covered a big chunk of it. We got some very interesting ones coming up. Okay? But they're a little bit more experienced, a little bit more dangerous, so be careful. Make sure you go through these, I think we have 12 videos so far. Make sure you get them handled pretty well. If you have questions about the submissions, go to the submission section and look at the detailed breakdowns of those videos. There'll be a lot more info there. Okay? Have fun, guys.